Okay, so I quickly wanted to share something, and I just felt the spark to do it. So, something that I struggle with is being authentic to my process. Um, I was raised with a lot of religiousness, and so one of my battles has been figuring out, you know, when I start getting closer to God, I always fall in this trap of religion, and then I find myself really burned out, and then, I run away, and then, He brings me back, and it's just like a cycle, and I could never get past it, and so this past year I've really been focusing on that and trying to figure out, like, what the right path is, and so I've been seeking the Lord about it, and it just came to me by the most, like, the oddest person, and it's, I don't even know who, okay, I don't even know who this person is, really, but, like, but she's apparently, like, kind of famous or something, but, like, there's this girl, like, Krishan Rock or something, I don't know, anyway, she's got a lot of tattoos, whatever, and a video popped up on my Facebook, and she was talking about the Word of God, and I was like, that's so weird, because I didn't think that, whatever, her reputation was different than that. But anyways, so she was talking about how she's been saturating herself in the Word of God to the point she falls asleep on the Bible. And mind you, she was dressed very provocative, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it. She's half naked. So she's wearing a bra and booty shorts or something, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so she's very naked, and I was just kind of studying, like, Lord, like, there's these people who are very on fire for you. They're so authentic. I could tell she was very genuine, and inspiring. She was kind of inspiring, and then I was just like, why doesn't she feel convicted about how she dresses? And so he said, because she's just falling in love with me. She's not worried about all of the legal things. And he was like, that's for me to worry about. And I was like, I don't understand, like, what does that look like, And he said, like, His grace is sufficient for her, and for anyone else walking out that process, like, he said, my voice, he said, I'll never come to you asking you to change things. I'll never, that's never going to be what I'm focused on. I am focused on connecting with you, loving you, and, our relationship. And then I was like, yeah, but Lord, you are very, like, strict, like, you are a jealous God. You are a just God. Like, we can't just get away with our sin. Like, I don't understand that. And so, he told me, he said, when you fall in love, your desires change, your appetite changes, and it aligns with the person you fall in love with, kind of like when you're getting married. He said, if it's not an authentic change from the desires of your heart, then it is a religious spirit, trying to, muddle things up and make me look a certain way. Which is what I had discovered in the past, was I could always tell that there was some other voice that I was hearing, very legalistic, that would make me feel like I had to change everything about me just to be loved by God, and then I would get angry with him and be like, I don't want you. I don't want that. I don't want someone like that. And so then I would always be like, but I know that's not you, because I know your voice. And your voice is so compassionate and tender and all this stuff. So, that being said, I was realizing that is the difference. I will know it's truly from him and from our relationship when I no longer desire to do that thing, and I just stop doing it. Like, it will happen before I realize. Like, oh, like, I just stopped cussing. Like, oh, snap, I haven't cussed in a long time. That's so weird. That's actually been happening to me recently. Like, the more time I've spent with him, like, it's weird that, like, so about 10 years ago, my relationship with him, I was very on fire, very in love. And I was very different. And then I went through a lot of, like, trauma and stuff, and made me very, like, angry and bitter and all this stuff. And then, that triggered a bunch of things in my life, and behavior changes. So I started cussing. Well, one thing I never said in my whole life was, goddamn. And then, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, it started coming out of my mouth, and it had never, like, I'm telling you, like, I couldn't force it out my mouth. And then I thought, what in the world? That is a heart change. And so I've struggled with it because I hate that word. And, anyways, basically, he was telling me, like, very recently in the last week, it won't come out of my mouth. I don't know why. Very weird. But, like, the moment that it comes to my thought and about to come out of my mouth, it dies right here. It dies. And, I was like, that's so weird. Like, I kind of started noticing it and was like, that's weird. And he said, that's me in you. And so he was telling me, like, the more that I grow and the more I put him in me, those things, the desires, my appetite, my heart, it just changes. Those things, you will no longer want them. Like, you'll know, like, the way I dress, I just won't like dressing a certain way anymore. Or I just won't like talking a certain way anymore. That stuff will just change. And so that's what he was saying to me, was that's how you can tell the difference between his voice and a religious spirit that mimics his voice. Is that, like, his voice won't be around at all. Like, he won't be saying stuff like he won't be talking like that. Like, the only thing his voice is going to be addressing is y'all's relationship. And so he's not going to be this badgering voice, legalistic voice telling you, oh, you know, that's wrong, that's bad, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not. He's not going to do that. He's going to start here, and it's always going to be him asking you to come spend time. It's just going to be him, like, drawing you away. Like, come be with me, come be with me. And that's what he was telling me, was like, I'm going to ask to spend more time with you because I know that my presence will wash that away. I'm not going to ask you to fix it because you can't. You don't have the strength. Your flesh is weak. So, I just thought I'd share that because that's been a 10-year battle for me. So, drop that in there. Have a good day. God bless.